The striker-fired pistol market has a problem, and the problem is you. Not because you are doing anything wrong, because you are loyal, and the industry has figured out that loyalty is worth more than performance. Right now, there are brands charging you $700, $1,000, $1,500, even $4,000 for a polymer-framed, striker-fired pistol, and sitting next to them on the same shelf are guns at a third of the price, with better triggers, equal reliability, and accuracy that will match or beat them at any distance you can practically shoot a handgun. The expensive ones are not selling you performance. They are selling you a name, a logo, a lifestyle, and the feeling that more money means more safe. It does not. Today I am naming 5 brands in the striker-fired world that are robbing you blind, and 5 budget builds that will outshoot every single one of them. By the end, you will know exactly where the money goes and where it disappears. Let us start with the brands taking your money. Number 5 is Springfield Armory, specifically the XD and Echelon lines. Springfield imports pistols manufactured by HS Product in Croatia, marks them with the Springfield name, and sells them at prices that suggest American engineering and premium quality. The XD series has been around for decades, and in that time it has accumulated a reputation for being perfectly adequate and nothing more. The trigger is mushy. The grip safety, which Springfield insists on including, adds a failure point that no other modern striker-fired design requires. The Echelon, their newest entry, launched at over $600 and was marketed as Springfield's answer to the modular SIG P320. But early reviews documented a trigger that is heavy and inconsistent, ergonomics that many shooters describe as blocky, and a feature set that Canik and CZ deliver for $200 less. The honest caveat is that Springfield XDs are reliable. They go bang. But reliable and bang are table stakes in 2026, not premium features. Number 4 is the custom Glock industry. Agency Arms, Zev Technologies, Shadow Systems at the top of their lineup. These companies take a $500 Glock, mill the slide, add window cuts, apply Cerakote, install an aftermarket barrel and trigger, and sell the result for $1,200 to $2,000. And I understand the appeal. A milled slide with an RMR cut and a match barrel looks incredible. But let us be honest about what 80% of that markup is paying for. Cosmetics. Slide cuts do not make you more accurate. Cerakote does not make you faster. And a 3.5-pound trigger on a carry gun is a liability, not an upgrade. The honest caveat is that for competition, custom Glocks make sense. The problem is that most of these guns are being marketed for concealed carry and duty use, where the modifications either do not help or actively hurt reliability. Every aftermarket part you add to a Glock is a part that was not designed, tested, and validated by the factory that made the gun reliable in the first place. Number 3 is the Sig Sauer premium tier, not the base P320, which is a solid, competitively priced pistol. The Legion, the AXG Scorpion, the Spectre series. These models take the same serialized fire control unit that lives inside a $450 P320, wrap it in an aluminum or tungsten-infused grip module, add upgraded sights and a flat-face trigger, and charge $800 to $1,300. You are paying a $500 to $800 premium for a grip module, a trigger shoe, and a finish. The fire control unit, the part that is legally the firearm, is identical. And this is the same platform that was the subject of a significant controversy over uncommanded discharges, resulting in multiple lawsuits and a voluntary upgrade program. SIG addressed the issue, and the current production guns include the upgraded design, but paying premium prices for a platform whose reliability history includes that chapter requires a conversation about what premium should mean. Quick pause here. If you carry a striker-fired pistol every day, expensive or budget, I want to hear what it is and why you chose it. Drop it in the comments. Those real carry stories are worth more than any spec sheet. Number 2 is HK with the VP9. The VP9 is a genuinely excellent handgun. The paddle magazine release is ergonomic genius. The trigger is one of the best factory striker-fired triggers ever made. The fit and finish are superb, and the price is $700 to $800, which is $150 to $250 more than a Glock, a SIG, a Smith & Wesson, or a CZ with comparable features. What you get for that premium is the HK name, marginally better fit and finish, and a magazine release system that some shooters love and others despise. What you do not get is better reliability, better accuracy, or better durability than the competitors undercutting it by $200. The honest caveat is that people who love the VP9 genuinely love it, and it earns that loyalty through excellent shootability. But at its price point, love is a feeling, not a value proposition. And number 1, the single most overpriced category in the striker-fired adjacent world is staccato. Now, staccato makes a 2011, not a striker-fired pistol. It is a single-action, hammer-fired platform, but it is marketed directly against Glocks and SIGs as the duty upgrade, the next level, the gun you graduate to when you are serious. And the prices reflect that positioning. A staccato piece starts at $2,200. The C2 pushes higher. The HD variants cross $3,000. For that money, you get a single-action trigger that is world-class, a platform adopted by a growing number of law enforcement agencies, and fit and finish that justify the term premium. Nobody disputes that. What is in dispute is the math. A professional shooter ran a bill drill, which is 6 shots from the holster as fast as possible, with a Glock 19 and a staccato side by side. The Glock ran it in 1.08 seconds. The staccato ran it in 1.00. The difference was 0.08 of a second. The price difference was $3,000. 0.08 of a second for $3,000 is not a performance upgrade. It is a luxury tax. And the proprietary magazines at $60 to $70 each, compared to $20 Glock magazines, ensure that the luxury tax never stops. Now let us talk about the pistols that outshoot every brand on that list for a fraction of the cost. Number 5 is the PSA Dagger from Palmetto State Armory, $299. For that money, you get a pistol built on Glock Gen 3 dimensions that accepts Glock magazines, Glock holsters, Glock sights, and Glock internal parts. It is not a Glock. It is a Glock-compatible pistol assembled in South Carolina at a price point that the Austrian factory has never been willing to match. The honest caveat is that early daggers had quality control issues, and PSA has a mixed reputation depending on the product line. But current production daggers are running reliably, and the value proposition is undeniable. Every dollar you spend on a premium Glock brand above this price point needs to justify itself against a $300 gun that uses the same magazines and fits the same holsters. Number 4 is the CZ P10C. The Czech Republic has been building firearms since before either World War, and the P10C reflects that heritage. For $300 to $400, you get ergonomics that multiple reviewers describe as locking into the hand, a trigger with a clean break and short reset that outperforms the Glock and the SIG at this price, suppressor height sight options, and a reliability record that professional instructors have validated across multi-thousand round courses. The CZ P10C is the gun that Glock loyalists buy, shoot once, and suddenly go very quiet about how nothing else compares. Number 3 is the Canik Mete SF. Canik is a NATO-certified, ISO 9001 certified Turkish manufacturer that has done something almost no one in the budget firearms market has ever done. They delivered a trigger that competes with guns costing twice as much and wrapped it in a package that ships for under $400 with 2 magazines, a holster, interchangeable backstraps, and an optics-ready slide. The Mete SF trigger has a clean take-up, a wall you can stage on, and a short tactile reset that makes follow-up shots feel effortless. Reliability data from owners documents 5,000 to 10,000 rounds without failures beyond normal maintenance. For the price of one staccato magazine, you can buy a Canik Mete SF that outshoots most guns at 3 times its cost. Number 2 is the Smith & Wesson M&P 9mm 2.0 Compact. Smith & Wesson has been building firearms since 1852. They are not chasing trends. The M&P 2.0 Compact ships with aggressive grip texturing, an improved trigger over the first generation, 4 interchangeable Palmswell inserts for grip customization, and a price point of $400 to $500 that consistently undercuts every comparable Glock by $50 to $100. It is reliable, accurate, widely holstered, and backed by one of the oldest and most accountable firearms companies in American history. For the price of a custom Glock slide job, you can buy an M&P 2.0, a weapon light, a quality holster, and 500 rounds of training ammunition. One of those makes you a better shooter. The other makes your Instagram look cooler. And number one, the budget build that outright embarrasses the overpriced segment is the Walther PDP. For $500 to $550, the Walther Performance Duty Pistol delivers what is widely considered the best factory striker-fired trigger in the world. The PDP trigger breaks at approximately 4.5 pounds with a short, tactile reset and zero mush. The ergonomics are outstanding. The grip texturing is aggressive without being abrasive. The slide is optics ready from the factory, with a universal mounting plate system. And the accuracy, documented across thousands of rounds by reviewers, instructors, and competitive shooters, matches or exceeds pistols costing 3 and 4 times as much. Walther has been building handguns since 1886, and the PDP is the culmination of 140 years of German engineering distilled into a $500 package. It outshoots the VP9 for $200 less. It outperforms the SIG Legion for half the price. It delivers a trigger experience that Glock has never matched at any price point in its entire production history. And here is the principle that ties this entire conversation together. The question you should ask before buying any striker-fired pistol is not who makes it, not what agency carries it, and not what your favorite content creator is sponsored by. The question is, what does this gun do that a $500 gun does not? Because in 2026, the budget tier of the striker-fired market has caught up to the premium tier in every metric that matters. Reliability, accuracy, trigger quality, and durability are no longer locked behind a $1,000 price tag. They are available for $300 to $500 from companies that have decided to compete on performance instead of prestige. The brands robbing you blind are counting on you not knowing that. Now you do. Spend smart, train hard, and if you are out shooting your buddy's premium pistol with a budget gun, tell me about it in the comments. Those are the stories that keep this community on.